being incomplete. As mentioned, one of our tasks is to be complete with life so that we can better let go of it. Therefore, one area for us to investigate is why we're not already complete. From time to time, most people run into a core feeling of lacking something essential. It is the sense that something is missing or not right in one's life or self. It sometimes arises as a feeling that something is personally wrong or broken within oneself deep down, or as if there's a void that needs to be filled, and that obtaining whatever is missing would make one feel whole and happy. I'm referring to this condition as being incomplete. Although this subject has been addressed elsewhere, I want to revisit it here, grounding us in this normally overlooked experience so we are not overly abstract in our approach to deeper matters. Let's do a guided meditation then. Put your attention on your most intimate sense of yourself. Can you find any feeling within your internal state that you might call empty or incomplete, as if something is wrong with you or missing in your life? What is that like for you? When you run into feelings like this, what do you usually call them? How do you explain them or deal with them? When you isolate a feeling of being incomplete, does it seem to have a specific cause, or is it always there? If it seems to have a specific cause, can you recall whether it was absent before that cause? Is it possible that the feeling was present already and that you felt some relief when an apparent cause is identified so you can embark on a resolution? What, if anything, seems to fill this emptiness? What do you think you need to attain to or achieve in order to be complete? What do you pursue in life along these lines? Look into the issue of feeling incomplete and see what you can find in your own experience in life. Don't stop on the surface. Look deeper and ask yourself, what is at the heart of this feeling? Sit for a while and dwell on any sense of being incomplete or insufficient in some way. Okay, thank you. Accompanying this sense or included in it is always the feeling of isolation and separation, the sense that you are alone, even in a crowd. Most of us are not happy being alone, but neither are we completely happy in our relationship with others. Both seem to hold a promise that remains unfulfilled. We find some sense of hope in the beginnings of fulfillment, either trying to be at peace within our fulfilled within or fulfilled by relationship, but this always degrades into a vague feelings of disappointment because it never goes all the way. We then tend to assume that real fulfillment is simply out of reach, either temporarily or permanently, depending on our personal history and programming. But none of us questions the foundation of our relationship to this matter. We don't notice that overlooked assumptions may be the source of both our desire for fulfillment and our failure to achieve it. What could this sense of being incomplete be founded on? Every negative consists in contrast to a positive alternative. If these negative feelings are occurring, we must believe that some other, more positive feelings should be true instead. Certainly, we must presume that our experience themselves could and should be some other way. It's likely we assume we're not as we should be, if for no other reason than we confuse our sense of being with an incomplete and deficient conceptual self. Observing that we identify ourselves as something other than our true nature is a start, But what else do we assume to be true of ourselves or reality that leads to feelings of being incomplete and meaningless and alone and separate? Incomplete occurs in relationship to two possibilities, fact and fiction. In simple terms, we feel empty in relation to the fact that we are empty, which is to say, we are missing an experience of our nature and the real nature of life and death. We are ignorant. We also feel empty in relation to cultural misunderstandings or fiction. This fictitious emptiness may feel like a real condition, but is founded on false notions, on the belief that something should be present that is not, or that something shouldn't be present that is. This includes the likely fact that we have never completed our self-concept. We haven't accomplished the ideal self we imagine we should be, and so must feel as if something is undone, missing, or insufficient. Both fact and fiction feed on each other, and the result is a powerful background sense that I'm calling feeling incomplete. Chasing after fulfillment. One assumption that feeds this unhappy sense is the presumption of fulfillment. We presume that we should be fulfilled, even deserve to be fulfilled. We also assume we know how this should take place, and that attaining some ideal will provide a sense of fulfillment and happiness. When asked, however, most people really have no concrete idea how they could attain fulfillment beyond a fuzzy notion of obtaining what they desire. Anyone who has gotten past the initial delight at attaining some desire can attest deep fulfillment and happiness are not forthcoming, or at least not for long. We can observe that after fulfilling any number of desires, the need for fulfillment remains an issue. Still, we assume that somehow we deserve to obtain what we want, that we deserve to feel good, get our way, and have our every desire realized. And then we'd be happy. Although it seems like it, happiness never was the goal of our efforts. Self-persistence is our goal, and this is an important distinction. Although everyone says in earnest that he or she wants to be happy, this statement really means I want to have what I want and to not have what I don't want. For most of us, these seem like the same goal. So what's the problem? The thing is that wanting and not wanting is really a statement of self-survival, not happiness. There is a reason this dynamic goes unnoticed for what it is. As a metaphor, we could say we are like a mouse running inside a wheel. What keeps us moving is the allure of some tasty cheese, the myth of obtainable survival happiness just outside the wheel. The cheese is only there to get us to run. It is not there for us to obtain. Unfortunately for us, we don't know that. Since we don't seem to be closing the gap, we run all the harder chasing this cheese, the promise of happiness or resolution. If we didn't believe we were entitled to the cheese, or we knew we will never get the cheese, we'd stop running. But our wheel and our running and what we perceive as our particular needs are a large part of what makes us this particular one living this particular life. In the overall scheme of a self surviving, it's imperative that we remain ignorant of what's true and what's only an illusion. If we were to grasp this dynamic for what it is, this self we've become confused with might lose all its steam to pursue what in the end are false goals. Since we assume that getting what we want should naturally come about, but doesn't, we see the many ways in which struggle becomes a constant activity, and a lack of fulfillment, both shallow and deep, can't help but work its way into our ongoing experience. Chasing unattainable fulfillment is one of the ingredients in the cheese that our mouse so diligently runs after. We think that life is in the running and death is what happens when the running stops. Yet if we're just running after imagined cheese never attained, aren't we wasting our lives with meaningless activities until death puts an end to it? This fruitless pursuit is often found in chasing ideals,